And as a Hawthorn fan, I tell you what, I'm getting a bit flustered at the moment because I know you and I have been working together for a long time now, but our next guest I worked with for a little bit, and it was a bit nerve-wracking because he'd just come out of retirement himself. He'd won a stack of premierships and played for my favourite team.
300-game superstar, Brownlow medalist.
And one of the most beautiful men you'll ever cast your eyes on. And that's why he's here, thanks to AIA Vitality. Keeping well, Crawford. Jeez, you're looking good, mate.
See you, mate. It is great to see you guys. It's been a long time, and not necessarily with Campbell. I do keep in touch with the great man, seeing what he's up to. But no, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
What have you been up to? What have you been up to?
Just trying to keep the kids on track. Yeah. They're trying to keep me on track, and yeah, this time of year the weather gets better, so it's great to get outdoors, get a bit of fresh air, especially into those lungs.
And you got twins?
I've got twins who are 8 years of age. I've got 11-year-old Ben and Charlie, who's 14. So all boys, crazy, and they've got a crazy dad.
If anyone was born for homeschooling, it was Shane. It was Shane Crawford. Would have been unbelievable homeschool teacher.
It is a worry when the 8-year-olds go, Dad, will you help us with a bit of maths? I said, yep. And they go, this, take away this. And I'm like, where's your mother? You better go and find your mother.
One of the best footballers and one of the funniest blokes going around, which is why we got you in today to have a bit of a chat about AIA Vitality. Maybe we'll see some of your film work that you've been getting up to while we've been in lockdown. Let's take a look at the ad.
That's what I'm talking about!
Life's greatest rewards takes practice and persistence. And the same rules apply to our health. So do what you can. Eat a bit better, move a bit more, take a moment. Because big changes start with small steps. Steps towards a healthier, longer, better life.
Magnificent stuff, Crawford. You're a man that in retirement has run from Sydney to Melbourne. You've ridden your bike from Melbourne to Perth. What are you doing at the moment to stay fit?
Well, I'm not doing that. You're not allowed to cross the borders.
No.
But no, I love getting outdoors. I love walking, and I like running as well. And doing some strides, feeling like you can still run reasonably well, but more feel-good sessions. So I think it's really important for my head, you know, for my heart and lungs to get out and just as you get a bit older, you know, you got to pace yourself a bit better and be a bit more selective on how often you do your running. But I love getting outdoors, getting the fresh air into the lungs.
Do you still reminisce about Grand Final week 2008, your last game?
At times I do. It was an incredible week, and I'll never forget Tuesday night going out onto the training track. And I was lucky enough to play with the great Campbell Brown, who had a bit of white line fever, but I love that about him, and you just knew exactly where you stood, and he's one of those amazing people who can tell you what they're thinking 100% of the time, so you know exactly if there's a grey area or not. But we're playing Geelong. Gary Ablett, one of the all-time greats. I remember Campbell looking at me, and there was thousands and thousands of supporters, and we're training away, and he looked at me and he said, I'll do anything to win. He said, I'll rip Gary Ablett's arm off and eat it if I have to. And you know what? I believed him. I really did believe him. I'm thinking, we're going to be all right because he'll do everything we need to win the game.
And Brownie talks about it a little bit, probably a little bit too much, but in the lead up to grand finals, no matter how many you've played, I imagine, even if you're in lockdown or the hub right now, would you just love to be getting back there and then 48 hours away from playing in the grand final?
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so much work that goes into it. As much as we all probably think we could get out there and get a kick and get involved, but there's so much work that goes into it. You need a bit of luck along the way, injury-wise, and you obviously need a team where it's a total team focus. You're putting the team first ahead of everything you do. So, it's great memories. I was very lucky to be a part of a very good team at the end, and it was a nice way to end my career.
Gary Ablett's going to be finishing up in a grand final, much like you did.
Yeah, well, what an amazing player, really, when you look at the consistency to go to Geelong, then to the Gold Coast, and now back to Geelong. It really would be a fairy tale. But also, you got Harry Taylor, who might be coming towards the end. Paddy Dangerfield's never won a grand final. But then you look at Richmond and you think, wow, what a wonderful team. I know they've had a few hiccups throughout the year, but they just get on with it. They've galvanised together, and they've proven to everyone that not only are they a great football club, off the field they're a wonderful team on the field.
Who wins? I think it's going to be a close game. Who do you think will end up winning?
I think the last couple of weeks, the prelim finals, it was like, I got no idea. It was pretty much the case with the grand final. I really, like Geelong play a real organised style and they just work their way through you, and it's really calm. They've got some calmness about them, and they've got some superstars and just so well drilled in every area. You look at their forward line and the way that they separate for each other and keep the space for some of their key forwards. And then you look at Richmond, everyone says chaotic style and they just take the game on and they make it up as they go. But I can assure you, and Campbell played under Damien Hardwick, who's the coach of the Tigers, as an assistant coach, and I was under him as well. I can assure you there's a real system to the way they do
It's organised chaos, isn't it?
It is absolute organised chaos. And the thing is, they all need to switch the play and take the game on. And the good thing is Geelong will be set up really well and they'll be blocking the space, but Richmond, it won't stop them. They'll be going, here we go, we're going to charge. So I think it is going to be one of those great grand finals, regardless of the weather. I've heard that it might be wet.
It could be a storm, lightning.
But you just never know. And the thing is, they play well in all conditions, both sides. So it's going to be close. I'm leaning towards Richmond, but not very confident.
Now, we could keep talking for days. And I mean, when it comes to getting together and being around each other, you blokes, you can see the connections there even after you've played footy. Mental health and wellness is really important, and I do want to try and weave in a little bit of AIA Vitality because it is the reason you're here. But, Prof, what are some of the things you've done during lockdown? Because you and I have been texting and playing words with friends. It can be a bit of a nightmare. How can people at home really get in tune with themselves?
It's connecting with people, yeah. Like, I think if I connect with my friends, even if it's once a month, it's amazing. Even if you sit around for half an hour, sitting over a coffee or a glass of water, just chatting and talking, in Campbell and myself's case, crap. It's amazing how much better we feel once we sort of go away from those meetings. And I think in life, everyone gets into their own little bubble and you go into survival mode and you try and find a way. So I think it's really important that you keep connected with loved ones, and you really sort of go out of your way to try and make an effort. Exercise is super important. You don't have to exercise a lot, but getting outdoors, just getting the heart going, but it's great for the head. It's amazing, how much the mind feels better from actually getting out and doing something and getting all the endorphins going. It's a great way. I like starting the day with exercise. I do ease into it with a slow walk just to warm up the old body. But, and feel-good sessions. Like a lot of people think when you need to train, you need to really hurt and take yourself into a mental space where it's really, really tough. You don't have to. You can still do a lot of sessions where you finish craving more, and I call them feel-good sessions, so it's important to have plenty of those. And
AIA Vitality, you've got plenty of apps and technology to assist you as well, as we are doing it in sort of this remote environment. It's good that we've got a product like this to be able to help people out. You can Google it and find out more. Yeah, so the AIA, what they've done really well, and I've been an ambassador for a few years now, and they've set something up where it actually rewards people and motivates people to look after yourself. So from health checks, once you join, you've got access to grabbing yourself an Apple Watch. You can get paid for exercising, believe it or not. So for anyone that lacks a bit of motivation, it's amazing once you get on the program. And it's all about small steps. Like in life, everyone wants to conquer the world and do all sorts of things, but this is all about making small changes. It might be adding an extra glass of water in the morning to your diet, or it might be eating a couple of pieces of fruit in the afternoon when normally you'd snack it on something a bit different. A little bit of red licorice.
And it's all about small steps, and you just keep adding layers. But to be rewarded for actually looking after yourself, and you got to remember, if you do look after your body repays you enormously. And as you get a bit older, you want to make sure that you're in full control, and your health's the most important thing.
We didn't even check this, but you brought a gift for Brownie a little while ago, and we did record it. Is it true that you've got in your hands your 08 premiership jumper? Yeah,
I've been looking for it for 12 years. Little did I know that Crawford knocked it off somewhere along the way.
Well, COVID times, what have we all been doing? Yes, we do a bit of work here and there, but you clean out the shed and your cupboards. And I cleaned out my cupboard, And I thought, oh, I'm a premiership jumper. And I'm like, turn to the round, number 30. That's Campbell Brown. I'm like, what on earth am I doing with Campbell Brown's premiership top? So
Search for it. You remember when someone snuck into the Patriots' rooms and stole Tom Brady's helmet?
Yes.
And there was a nationwide search? No one knew that this was missing. And I didn't even know, but now I've got it. So it's good. Thanks.
Yeah, and I've still got mine, but I'm like, oh, wow, this is unbelievable. What on earth? I still don't know to this day how on earth I ended up with Campbell's jumper. But
we won't go to any more detail.
He thoroughly
Leave the
deserved
mystery
it. He was a superstar.
Thanks, Wayne.
Pushed forward. Did you kick a goal in the grand final?
Yeah.
Beautiful
from
goal.
65, yeah.
I thought it was 70. Amazing.
And you just called him Wayne.
Yeah, well, when Shane was the captain of the Australian team that went over to Ireland, the president of the GAA, Nicky Brennan, he got up and did this rousing speech presenting the Australian captain. He said, the Brad Pitt of Australian rules football. Women want to be with him, men want to be him. Would you put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Wayne Crawford. So I've called him Wayne ever since.
And it's true, in front of the Irish media. And here I was, captaining my country, feeling extremely proud. They call that Wayne Crawford. And I'm like, oh. And then Gary O'Lyon, I was calling Gary O'Lyon. So I sat there and Gary's like, oh, Wayne's so pumped about leading this team. So all the Irish media thought I was Wayne. Yeah. So then I started to go, well, Gary O'Lyon. So it would become an ongoing thing. It stuck and probably one of the highlights for the trip.
That's true. We could do this forever. This is like a boyhood dream of mine. Crawf, great to have you with us. Thanks so much. AIA Vitality, Google it, check it out. Incentives to help people who just want to get their mental health and wellness underway. Great program you're a part of. Good luck with everything, mate. Say good day to the family for us.
Thank you for having me. Keep up the good work. And always great to see this champion. And you, of course. You're a champion as well.
Doesn't even remember my name.
Andrew. Don't be like that.